Hey friends, happy Friday. It's Neil here with Post to Post, coming at you with another jersey concept video. We do this every single Friday here on the channel. This time we're looking at away jerseys, and these are by Anthony. He's completed 32 NHL jersey concepts for us to react to. I've not seen these, you've not seen these. Let's react together, and let's have some fun. Let's jump in. Anaheim is going to be first. Let's bring it up. Okay. Well, first impressions, I guess, is that it's super pixelated. Obviously I assume that's a mistake. I don't know if it's just this one or them all. I'm not exactly sure, but decent concept here. I do like it. I like the shoulders a lot, actually. Stripes are good. Logo is better than the stripes. Really like the shoulders though. It's good. Let's move on. Arizona. Yeah, I think I have almost the same opinion, honestly. I really like the shoulders of this, and stripes are just kind of okay. Logo chosen, it's all right. It's never been my favorite primary logo for the Arizona Coyotes, but it looks good here. Next, the Boston Bruins. I mean, it's pretty close to what they already use. The shoulders are different, obviously. Striping is different, but it's not that different, and it doesn't necessarily should be. I don't think you're trying to reinvent the wheel, I guess. Pardon my pun there for the Boston Bruins spoked wheel, but this is, this is probably what it should be. Honestly, it's close enough to the current one that it's acceptable, and it's different enough where it's still interesting. So good job, Anthony. Next, the Buffalo Sabres. Okay, so immediately I'm gonna have to say no, because the blue in the logo is different than the blue in the shoulders. The blue in the logo is the previous blue that they used when they were in the late Reebok years, moving into Adidas, and they switched to the royal blue, which was the original blue, I believe, and that's on the shoulders. So you've got two conflicting blues here. I think you need to pick one. It's not that they can't happen, it's just that they can't happen in this way. You've got essentially the same amount of real estate being taken up by two different shades of blue. You have to pick one as the primary color. So you can have, for example, the dark blue in the shoulders, the dark blue in the logo, and maybe use the light blue in the innards of the stripes or something like that, or vice versa. Or you can't kind of share the same shade like this. It kind of breaks some rules. So just from that kind of lens, I'd say no to this jersey. But in terms of like layout and design and stuff, it's fine. Next, Carolina. I just get this habit, I guess. My eyes always tend to go top down. So I started at the shoulders here, and I immediately, so just for a split second, thought New Jersey, because it's very similar to New Jersey shoulders. It's the rounded kind of almost version of the New Jersey shoulders, with a bit of red there on the outskirts. But yeah, I like the shoulders. Again, I don't want to keep saying that, but so far so good on most of your shoulders here, Anthony. And the stripes, actually, I like the stripes as well. Again, you've got some color differentiation here happening. In the primary logo, it's a very bright red. In the stripes, it's almost a saturated red. So I try to be a little bit more consistent there. Again, I see pixelation through all these concepts. So if you're submitting them, just make sure you're tightening up the submission. Columbus Blue Jackets. Yep, pretty decent. Striping doesn't really match the arms, though. You've got that red stripe in there, which kind of feels a little bit out of place. Also, I see maybe a little bit too high, so maybe move those down a little bit. And yeah, there's almost like two different design languages happening here in the arms in terms of striping compared to the middle bottom of the jersey. And there seems to be actually two shades of blue in the top of the neck. And I think this is a good example where it's maybe acceptable, where you've got most of the blue, the darker blue, as the shoulders, and then the secondary blue or the lighter blue kind of in the neck. So balance-wise, it's okay. I don't know if it still looks 100% though. Next, Calgary Flames. Logo color ice like that is okay. Little confliction with the amount of black that's in the stripe, because it's on the arms specifically, because it's nowhere else in the jersey. It's not in the logo, it's not in the bottom middle of the jersey, it's not in the neck, it's just kind of black in the arms. So I would maybe like to see some balance somewhere, either having some black in the neck. You can't count the stripe in the back, the inside of the neck, because you're not going to see that on a player. So maybe some at the bottom of the jersey, at the top as well, but it's okay. Chicago. Ooh, kind of like the amount of green immediately in this. It doesn't really feel super like fitting, but it's neat to see that amount of green just used just in general, regardless of the design, with a Chicago Blackhawks concept. There's green on the arm, green on the bottom, no green up top whatsoever. So again, a little bit of balance issues there. What else? We've got Again, multiple different shades of a color happening here. The front stripe on the shoulders is a different shade than the stripe on the arm, on the bottom, and even this part of the neck. So yeah, just trying to be a little bit more consistent. Colorado, yeah, I think this is pretty decent. It's almost a mix between, I guess, that Reebok Stadium Series and maybe like the current alternates, kind of a mix between the two, which is a bit of a weird mix, but yeah, it's pretty decent. I actually like this one. It's good. Next, the Dallas Stars. Again, different shades of a color here. You've got a darker green on the shoulders, lighter green here, lighter green in the stripes. This is pretty similar to the Dallas Stars away jersey, so not much to say here. Detroit. Actually, you know what? Just wonder if it's too much at the bottom middle of the jersey. It's a giant swatch of color that it almost takes away from the emptiness of the rest of the jersey. So I'd almost make that almost half the size, possibly. Move it down, maybe, but that's okay. The Oilers, I mean, it's pretty close to the away jersey right now. Maybe more so the previous away jersey than the current one. But yeah, it's okay. Florida, well, I feel like something's kind of missing with the bottom of the jersey, maybe the arms, probably being influenced a little bit too much there with the reverse retro 1.0. But I like the shoulders. I like that they're using that logo as the primary. I think that needs to come back, so it's okay. Maybe 5 out of 10 for this one. LA, pretty similar, actually. So I like the neck a lot. Logo's decent, and stripes really good on the stripes and the arms. Stripes in the bottom middle of the jersey is going to be a big miss for me. I don't like that at all, mainly because it's really distracting, and pretty much solely for that entire purpose. Yeah, it's just very distracting. So that's a miss for me. Next, the Minnesota Wild. I think it's absolutely better than the current away jersey because I think that's one of the jerseys in the NHL, in my personal opinion, that really needs revamped, hopefully to match the home jersey. But even though this is better in my opinion, I think it still needs kind of some work. The stripe in the background of the middle of the jersey doesn't match the stripe on the arm whatsoever, so I feel like there's a little confliction there. It's not on the same kind of horizontal plane either, which that's a 50-50 opinion. I like to complain about it. Some people don't. That's totally fine. I like the shoulders of this one. Let's move on. Montreal. Yeah, it's okay. I do like the shoulders. Striping is decent. I don't love the choice of color for the numbers, and I think there's too much blue down below. All the red's up top, all the blues down below. Okay, not all the red is up top. There is some red down below. But what I'm saying is the primary section of red is at the top. The primary section of blue is at the bottom. So it's weighted very oddly, I think, here. So what's the secondary color? It's the primary color. I think the primary color is red. Secondary color is blue. But if you ignore the logo and ignore the stripes on the arms, what's the primary and secondary color? So some balance issues here. Next, Detroit. New Jersey. I saw red, and I guess I thought Detroit. But this is, you know what? I actually like this. I typically don't like, we see so many concepts with the green coming back, because I almost said Detroit again, geez. The Devils did it twice now. And I feel like, it's, we've kind of seen it all and stuff. But this is one of the few concepts where I actually feel like, you know what? This is pretty decent. And I would like this. If they did this again, maybe not right away. Maybe in a couple of years, year 3, year 4 fanatics, sure, come back with something like this. That'd be okay. Next, we've got the Nashville Predators. So we've got the Winter Classic logo there. Yeah, it's okay. I feel like we've seen concepts like this before. Decent. Islanders, mixed between the away jersey and the alternate jersey, and it looks pretty decent. No complaints here. Next, the Rangers. This would echo my same opinion of the Buffalo Sabres. 2 different shades of blue, which are conflicting. So this is going to be missed for me just based on... There's actually 3 different shades of blue. Shoulders, lighter blue in the arms, and desaturated blue in the logo. So there's 3 different conflicting blues happening here. So, yep. Move on. Ottawa Senators. Yep, pretty decent. Kind of missing that off-white kind of copper color at the front of the shoulders, which again does not match the same shade in the logo. Put that down below somewhere, maybe in the arms, maybe in the bottom of the jersey, just again to provide some balance. But I do like the direction that this is going. Flyers. This is good. I do like this. Yeah, I like the orange stripe at the front of the shoulders. Love the arms being primarily black coming down. This is good. Next, Pittsburgh Penguins. It's good. It's not better than what they currently use, in my opinion. So I'd say that this is an average concept. Decent. Next is Seattle Kraken. Ooh, very, very white, I feel like. Almost too white. Sometimes allowing the white to really breathe on a jersey, like the San Jose Sharks' previous away jersey. I think that worked. I feel like it almost kind of doesn't here for some reason. I don't know. It looks a little off. So I'm going to say no to this one. Next, speaking of San Jose Sharks, yeah, I would be okay with this. The orange looks really good in the arms. I like the shoulders. Yeah, pretty decent. Moving on to St. Louis. Okay, so I think this is a good example of where two shades could possibly work. And again, for balance reasons, the primary shade of blue here is the darker shade. What's the secondary shade? It's the lighter shade because of the amount of real estate that it takes up. If they take up the same amount of real estate, it's just subconsciously you're visually fighting to find the identifier of the primary color. Here, it's been decided for you, so you're good to go. Dark blue is the primary, lighter blue is the secondary. Yellow, you could consider yellow being the secondary or tertiary, but it's a pretty decent jersey using the logo from the early 2010s, 2011, 2012, 2013, 12, something like that. Reebok years from St. Louis to that logo. So yeah, it's a pretty decent concept, actually. I like it. Tampa Bay, is there a jersey behind there? I don't think that red is supposed to be there. I think this is a jersey on top of a jersey. Yeah, there's something in the background there, so ignore the red. In terms of the jersey, I really like the layout, actually. I like the black in the stripes in the arms. I like the amount of blue in the shoulders and the arms. Again, 2 shades of blue happening here, which shouldn't be. I don't necessarily like the black in the logo, though. I'm wondering, hear me out, keep the blue in everywhere there's blue, keep it. So shoulders, arms, bottom, middle of the jersey. But what if we change the black of the logo to white, and we change the blue of the logo to black? So you've got black on the arms running through the middle of the jersey, because black would be the primary color in the middle of the jersey with the logo, and then back into the other arm. So there's no black down below, there's no black up top, but you've got black balancing nicely in the middle. It still does that here, but I'm just curious, and maybe I wouldn't like it, I'd have to see it, but visually I'm just kind of thinking out loud, I guess. But yeah, it's decent, needs some fixes though. Maple Leafs, really like the amount of little gray at the front of the shoulder there. I like that a lot, actually. That's very nice touch. Feels a little bit classic. Would like to see it elsewhere in the jersey. Vancouver. I think here's a situation where I almost maybe it's not that I necessarily dislike the color at the front of the shoulder, but the shoulder almost feels too empty. It needs a shoulder patch, or it needs that blue to extend up and square in that area. Think of New Jersey Devils away jersey. They've got that boxed area that holds color. It's okay. Moving on to Vegas. Pretty simple jersey here, actually. Not a lot to write home about. No shoulder patch. There's no numbers on here, so what color would they be? It's okay. I do like the shoulders being gray, though. Just starkly gray. Looks good. Winnipeg. This is pretty close in a way to the Reverse Retro 2.0. Looks good. Yeah, it looks okay. Next, Capitals. Decent. Again, yep. Another decent jersey. Not my favorite, though. So I think, I don't know my favorite, actually. I'll have to go back through these and cycle. Maybe I can do it live here without taking a cut in the video. No, I can't. I need to look at these. Well, I've been sitting here looking at these for a couple of minutes, and I think it's just maybe the most realistic possibility of any of these becoming the primary away jersey might be Boston. It's not that far off from what they currently use, and it still looks good. Now, I will say that I'm going to kind of break my rules here a little bit. I'm not going to pick my favorite in terms of what this series is intended for, which is away jerseys. I'm going to go off course here a little bit and just pick my favorite jersey in general and place it into a little sector. The sector being an alternate jersey. I'm going to choose St. Louis. Although I don't think this St. Louis concept is perfect, it's far from the best St. Louis concept I've ever seen. There's something really interesting about it, and it's also very different than a lot of St. Louis concepts that we see. So when I look at this, I think, yes, a few things could be changed, but this could be a possible alternate, honestly. It's different enough where it feels fresh, but it also feels nostalgic at the same time because of the logo and stuff. But it's also still on brand in a way. So I think there's something really interesting about this jersey. Again, it's far from my favorite St. Louis Blues concept I've ever seen, but there's something about it. There's just something about it that I really like. So yeah, I'm going to say St. Louis is my favorite jersey from this lot. So Anthony, thank you so much for sending those in. I really appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy this video, please help me out and hit the like button down below. And if you're new, I would love it for you to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and the only way I can do that is with your help. So would love to see you subscribe if you're new. And of course, you know, whatever your favorite jersey was from this video, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm sure Anthony would love to know, as well as any feedback that you have for his concepts too. I'm sure he'll read the comments. So thank you once again for watching. Hope you have a great start to your weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.